morning, children. Today we are going to learn the third chapter of geography, drainage. You might have heard about this word drainage. This term you have heard earlier, but here the meaning of drainage is different. The term drainage describes the river systems of an area. As we know that there are many rivers flowing through our country, India. All these river systems together known as drainage. Okay, there are many types of rivers. Okay, smaller or larger, and rivers are also classified according to area from where it originates. Also, okay. So, what is drainage? Is the river system of our country. Okay, in any area, what are the rivers flowing through? So there are small streams or channels or the small rivers also which are joining to a large river. You might have studied in earlier classes what is distributaries, okay, or tributaries. Tributaries are here the smaller rivers which join a larger river. We know large rivers have many tributaries or the many branches. Okay, all these small branches come together to make a big river or a main river. We can find these are all draining into into a large lake or the largest water body, sea or ocean. When the rivers are flowing, finally it reaches into the ocean or sea. Okay, so it will be watering in the large areas while it is flowing. Especially we know that Indian rivers are mainly originating, the large number of rivers originating from the Himalaya mountains. Higher regions they are originating from, especially in the Himalayan regions, they are flowing into the some of these are flowing into the Arabian Sea and some are flowing into the Bay of Bengal also. So before reaching the oceans, these rivers are watering large areas. Okay, so the river system which is drained, the area which is drained by the large river system is called a drainage basin. Drainage basin is the area where the rivers are watering. The large areas, we know that when the Himalayan rivers of Ganga and Indus which are flowing to the originating from the Himalayas, and Indus is flowing through the Pakistan region, but Ganga is flowing through the states of Indian states, largely the parts of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So these regions have a large plains and northern plains we call physical divisions of India. We have studied the northern plains earlier class. So these regions are watered by this river. So the region where the river waters and or the region is fed by the river, those river regions are called the river drainage basin. Drainage basin means the area which is watered by a river. Okay, so here while these rivers are flowing, we know that there are, suppose it is river A and river B. When it is flowing through, we can find sometimes large uplands are there. Okay, in between two river systems we can find sometimes upland or the mountains or plateaus can be found here, so that the river cannot cut through this region. Instead it flows to the parallel, both rivers are flowing parallel, and this upland which divides the two river system is called a water divide. Water divide is the upland that can be a plateau or a mountain which can divide two river systems, which is called a water divider. So such kind of uplands can be called a water divider. So the course of river will be different, both will be parallel towards a particular region where there is a slope. Okay, so there are the drainage basins or the river systems or drainage systems in India are mainly controlled by some of the important factors. Okay, so the features are, accordingly Indian rivers are mainly divided into two major categories. Indian rivers are divided into two major categories. So one is called the uh, Himalayan rivers. Okay, what is Himalayan rivers? And another one is peninsular. Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. These are the two important classification of rivers in our country. Now, let's see here what are the different Himalayan rivers. By the name suggests, we know that rivers which are originating from the Himalayas are called Himalayan rivers. Himalayan rivers are all perennial rivers. What is the word perennial? You have studied earlier classes this. Perennial. Perennial means the rivers which are fed all through the years have water. Okay, so the rivers which have water all through the years. That means even not only in the rainy season, mostly we can find the rivers of water in rainy season. But here the perennial rivers have water all through the year. They are the Himalayan rivers, but the peninsular rivers are not perennial. Okay, Himalayan rivers are perennial. How does water is available in the Himalayan rivers? We know in rainy season naturally water is available, but in summer when these rivers dry up, Himalayan rivers are still having water. The reason is that Himalayas, we know that highest or the loftiest mountains, it is snow-capped mountains. So in the summer season, this snow melts and become water that is flowing through these rivers. So even in the summer, water is available in the Himalayan rivers. That means snow melted here, okay, in the summer season, and it is flowing through the rivers. So that Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers. All through the year there is water available. So some important Himalayan rivers are there. We can find in India two important rivers which are the Ganga and Indus river. Indus river is also known as Sindhu river. So these both rivers are originating from the Himalayas, Indus and Ganga river. We know major portion of Indus river is flowing through Pakistan, but Ganga is completely flowing through India and the large portions which is entering into Bangladesh also. Okay, so these are the Himalayan rivers have a large, Himalayan rivers are very long and very large portions or large plains are watered by the Himalayan rivers. So it can carry large loads of huge loads of silt and sand also, because of erosion takes place heavily in these regions. Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges. So from there, soil erosion, silt or sand, all these are brought by these rivers. So these rivers are bringing all these the soil, silt, etc., sand, etc., and even the pebbles also, landslides also occur in the Himalayan region, so that these all debris are brought by these rivers and deposited on its banks, so that all the erosion also takes place, soil erosion also takes place largely in the Himalayan region or the Himalayan rivers. We have already studied it is perennial river. Now perennial rivers, Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers. Okay, so there are also many deltas can be found on the river mouths where it reaches the oceans. What is delta? We have studied where the region when the river enters into ocean, a large body, okay, large water body, that is ocean or a sea, there it is again divided into small tributaries. Okay, so the rivers, a larger river will be broken into small pieces when it enters the ocean. So those regions are created deltas. There we can find a triangular mass of land at the river mouth where we can find deltas. Okay, So here large number of peninsular rivers are seasonal rivers, when Himalayan rivers are perennial, but peninsular rivers are mostly seasonal rivers. So only in the rainy season or monsoon season we can find water. So all through the year we cannot find water in the peninsular rivers. Where is the peninsular river? We know that the South India is called a peninsula because three sides are covered by surrounded by water. South India is a peninsula. So this region or the triangular landmass of South India is known as peninsular India. So the rivers originating in the peninsular India are mostly rain-fed rivers. They are not perennial rivers. Rain-fed. Okay, we can find the South Indian rivers mostly. Here also we can find the western regions, the highest mountains, Western Ghats. The rivers originating from this Western Ghats flow towards the east direction and drain into the Bay of Bengal. You can find some rivers in the originating from the central highlands also. Okay, which are also here Narmada and Tapi. These two rivers originating in the central highlands and flowing towards the west direction and reach in the Arabian Sea. These are the two rivers flowing towards the west. All the other peninsular rivers are flowing towards the east and draining into the Bay of Bengal. The major reason is that this region or the Deccan Plateau region, the South India is the Deccan Plateau region, which is sloping towards the east, and here the Western Ghats mountains are there in the west. So rivers originating from the Western Ghats flowing towards the east because of the slope towards the east direction. So here they are originating in the Western Ghats. Okay, so these all rivers are not perennial rivers. Okay, peninsular rivers are rain-fed rivers. Only in the rainy season water is available. Other seasons, in summer season, it will dry up. So Himalayan rivers, let's study again the Himalayan rivers. Major rivers we have studied about the Indus and Ganga. Also there is Brahmaputra. This is also known as the Himalayan river, and some portions of Brahmaputra enters India. So that also makes an important Himalayan river for India. Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, these are the three important Himalayan rivers. Okay, so they also have a large number of tributaries, many tributaries. Even Indus, we know that mainly five tributaries are flowing through Punjab region. That's why the state of Punjab got the name as Punjab. That means which is the land of five rivers. Punjab is known as the land of five rivers. Okay, so here all these rivers in this river and along with its tributaries. Okay, all these main rivers have large number of tributaries or many branches. Okay, so here we call all these tributaries and large river together known as river systems, like the drainage basin. All these major rivers along with its tributaries are known as a river system. So in the coming class we will study about the Indus river, Ganga and Brahmaputra detailed.